It was snowing.
It was bloody freezing. Having to deal with blood, and your hands were like freezing up.
Welcome to my makeup room.
Yay! Yay!
We'd come in the mornings, and my makeup trailer was frozen. The water wasn't running. Toilet was frozen over. Materials frozen over. It was like an ice cave.
And then it stopped snowing, and it melted, and then it was snowing again. So the exteriors never matched, never did what they were supposed to do.
At the end, where Lois Childs jumps in the car and she thinks she's getting away, and he pops up. Thanks for the ride, ladies. That was Puppet Head. We called it the Admiral Akbar head from Star Wars.
Oh, prepare for the attack.
Because it was like this big splayed open head and like, oh, blood.
He's got this big tongue, mechanical tongue hanging out.
And the eyes were like moving around. It was basically a cable operated puppet. I think the facial movements were radio controlled. I think I had my hand up its ass or whatever. And then I had a hand here being his hand. Like the Muppets. Thanks, lady, for the ride.
How about a ride, lady?
It was fun. It was a good way to end the show. But boy, we could hardly wait. Greg and I had been on the road for 12 months at that time. And we were just like, we want to go home. We want to go home. I think we wrapped in November, right at Thanksgiving. Finished up and flew home and took it easy.
I really enjoyed working on the movie and working with Mike and Howard. You know, we were kids, literally, and we didn't know that much. It was such a roller coaster when we were doing it. Back then, it was still a proving ground for us.
I look fondly back at the movie for a number of reasons. I met my wife on the show. She was second AD, assistant director. We've been together ever since. And that was really awesome. And I think because it was the first time that I got to really supervise a film.
When Howard was afforded a co-makeup effects supervisor credit, that really began to lay the groundwork for K.N.B. Howard, I got to be friends. And then by the time I moved out to LA, it was like, let's just start our own thing. What do you think?
So we did it, and we were super successful, amazingly successful. Greg and I have been best friends for 20 years. Like brothers. We have a really strong relationship. And you know, granted, there's times we don't get along. There's been a lot of times we've been really upset with each other and had screaming fights. And then, of course, it ends with a punch in the arm, like, sorry, me too, I love you, man. I love you too, Greg. Sorry. And then everything's fine.